Hello, dear people, and welcome back to Raving with Rua here, episode number 30 on my YouTube channel, Songs from the Rua Room, dedicated to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond. My name is Dahi, I'm down here in Belgium, and it's great to see you all. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you are watching live on YouTube, or watching the playback on YouTube indeed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Lets YouTube know that I'm not wasting my time here. It helps me get the songs out and get the message out. That would be fantastic. If you're watching on Facebook, please give the page a like. You'll find that at the Rua Room there. All links to social media, of course, on theruaroom.com. My donate button, my virtual tip jar, if you like, is down there as well. That's in the link below. You'll find that if you'd like to throw a few shekels in the can. Every little helps. Absolutely appreciated every time. Never expected, but always appreciated. Today's stream, as always, brought to you courtesy of the great people of G-Sharp Guitars, the world's finest travel electric guitars. Check them out there. They're over in Kansas, and tell them I sent you. You'll get a good deal from Alex and the gang there. That's the ads over pretty much. I should have mentioned actually that if you want to have a look at the shop there as well. I have a little shop connected to the website. You can have a look around there. Indeed, just sharing videos is the best way to support this channel. There's 4 or 5 different playlists. This is a very small part of the channel. Over 150 songwriters featured on the channel so far. So check them out. Different playlists. TheRuaRoom.com. Songs from the Rua Room is the channel. If you're watching live, please drop us a live comment, and I'll stick it up on the screen like so. And Philip is there as well. Choosing is losing, whatever that means, Philip. You chose the right place today. Thanks for joining us anyway, and please leave us a comment. And if you have questions for myself or the guest today, we go back a long time. Her name is Avi McGourty, and I think we met in Lyon, the city of Lyon in France. Jeez, it was probably 1997 or 8. So I know her a long time, so I hope she's not going to tell too many tales out of school today when we're talking to her. Originally from Templemore, Polly's Pub there in Templemore originally. And it's great to have her on the show. Please welcome the brilliant and the lovely Avi McGourty. Hello there.
Hi. I'm not telling any stories.
No, please refrain. How are you, girl? Long time no see.
We can always get each other back anyway.
We can. We got a little glimpse there of lovely Lyon. You named your dog Lyon after the city of Lyon.
I
You
do,
did.
After my favorite city in the
Hello,
world. Yeah. He's really spoiled at the moment because he's so happy that he's here during COVID times, as you know.
Yeah.
So,
getting like 8 million walks a day, is he?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Something like that. Delighted to be out here.
He sleeps well. I put it that way. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you're in Waterford. You're based out of Waterford these days, because I know
I came back.
You're teaching in Waterford from time to time.
Yeah, I came back to. I came back there. Last year, because I was in France, but I wasn't in Lyon at that time. But it's thanks to Lyon again that I got down to the south of France, because I was.
You were based in the
5
south.
years.
I forgot that.
Yeah, I was based in the south. Yeah. All the times it says, come over. You know, and I said, I'll go over to you. Yeah. And I said I'd go over to Belgium. Yeah, I'll be over.
It seems, I know. It seems we only get to meet in Ireland these days. I mean, that was, but it's great to see you. Let's go back to where it all began. We were both heavily into the scene in Lyon. What was it, 98? You said, you reminded me.
Jesus, was it 98, 99? You know, both of us were only 8. We were just child prodigies.
We were only babies, sure. We were singing in the pubs and doing the thing. But that was, what's your memories of that time?
I didn't go over there to sing, you see. The thing is, I suppose I was a late starter. You know, I always wanted to be the singer, but I didn't have that courage until I went over there. You know, when you go somewhere and no one knows you, but friends pushed me, and I started to do a few tunes, because I lived with a girl and there was a guitar in the house, and I said, it's now or never. But the place that started me first was Johnny Walsh's pub in Lyon, and hi, if any of them end up watching this.
They might be watching.
And Elva was managing the bar you were singing in, and Elva McGourty
that's
said
right.
to you, "Oh, Abby's doing her first gig here tonight. You might come up and give her, show her, because she's never even worked a mixing desk or whatever."
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I remember.
this is the reason you put to help me with all the rest of the gigs, because thankfully, bit by bit, gig after gig, I got more venues, and I decided to take another year out in France and not go back to Ireland and do the gigging scene. And I had a beer mat from the Antidote Pub with your little pictures of
I did a little diagram of how to.
how to
I remember
regulate.
now. I remember. Yeah.
How to regulate mixing desk. Yeah, I was so techie. I'm still not techie.
You still have the mat now, of course. Every gig you go to, you look at that.
I was rooting through. I'm not going to put up. I'm not going to show you online. I
Show me what you
before.
found. You were rooting. You can show a little bit. What did you find? Are you a hoarder, Avi? Are you a hoarder?
Yes, I'm a hoarder. All
look.
stuff,
Oh
letters.
my gosh.
There's
Look at
Dahi.
Wow. My
Back
very
in
professional
90
postcard. Wow.
Back in the 90s, and back then we'd share songs on tape.
We did, because I remember sitting in your kitchen in Templemore, and I was playing.
Oh, we were playing to the early hours of the morning.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. It was all tape recordings. And I was more kind of going, I'd love to get them out there, but I didn't. And I think it was maybe a few years later, my sister heard me in the back of the pub singing, because no, I didn't sing really until I went abroad. So when I came back, then I was on for trying the gigging scene back home. But then I suppose, when it comes to a songwriting point of view, I didn't think back then, early 20s, that, it was good enough, or what I wrote was any good enough. So I said, look, I've got to better just cop on and get a job and go back to Ireland and do some teaching and pay the bills. And because, this isn't going to work. Self-belief doesn't come very quickly to you, it's...
I know what you mean. Well, of course, I mean, a lot of people who follow you around at gigs, of course, they know you as this great bar entertainer, right? Which is what you've done, and you've done it for many years, and you do it very, very well. But we were discussing this earlier about the movement of the difference between being the pub entertainer, and I spoke to a few people about this on these little streams. There's a big difference, of course, we spoke about it. When you kind of have to wear one kind of a hat for that scene, and then either decide to move away from that scene and become a full-time songwriter, but you're kind of doing it 50-50, and of course we're going to focus on the original songs today. But what do you find as the biggest? There must be some huge differences, of course, between both scenes, right?
Yeah, we were talking about this before, and when we had a significant birthday, and that's when I said to you, I want to leave my job full-time and I'm going into this. And you said, be careful, Avi, because I want to leave the pub scene and I want to do more different things. And I said, yeah, but I just want to do this full-time now. And I did, and I left the job for the 5 years, and I went out, and it opened little doors. But I suppose I didn't put the songwriting hat on because I was trying to pay the bills. So I was, you're the crowd pleaser. You sing what people want, and you don't think they want to hear your songs. But I think, when I did go to France and get to know such lovely people in the community, they were the ones that really helped me open up my world of songs, going, sing one of your own, Avi. Like it wasn't me that was trying to push it, because I was never good at pushing it, unfortunately. And I've had open mic nights in the fabulous bars of we set up, thanks to Hannah, in Ruth's Bar in Valbonne, and a pub, Man Olin's in Cannes, and sort of open mic, and I met these young people, loads of people, who had just such confidence and determination in singing and writing their own songs. They were just brilliant. And then I think that this world where I was full-time musician, it was meant to happen, because I was meant to meet all these lovely musicians that really did. They encourage you along, and they brought you along. And then I felt more, okay, I'm going to bring this one out, and I'm going to show you this one.
I'm going to do this. And as you said, it takes sometimes to build a bit of confidence in that, especially because you're coming from one scene, and I've done it myself, where it's all bars and it's all kind of heavy duty. Folk and roll, as I call it, and then suddenly you're kind of, baby steps. Okay, maybe I'll be able to do a couple of songs as an opening act for somebody, and then suddenly I write something else. And you build up.
The open mic nights, and they, in Ireland as well, open nights and folk nights, and somebody might say, "Do you know what, Avi? Such and such a person, Eleanor McAvoy's coming here, or so would you want to do the first half hour?" And you're like, "Oh my God, you think I'm good enough?"
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. And you absolutely are good enough. And, don't doubt it. Not just saying that to you now because we're old friends.
Thank you.
Ladies
Nowadays,
and gentlemen, Facebook.com. I was just going to mention your web links there. You can follow Avi along there on her Facebook page. Give it a like. And earlier on, then I was just showing the website, avitunes.com.
Thanks.
So that's you. Just want to have a quick look before we go into a song at who's watching live. If you are watching live on Facebook or YouTube, you can drop us a little comment. We've got a couple from Shannon Bridge anyway. Anna is there. Thanks for tuning in, Anna. Great stalwart of the show, as is my dad. Shannon Bridge, how are you, Martin? Yup. How are you? Rua and Avi. He says he's always there watching, keeping with his eagle eye, making sure I'm behaving myself.
I can tell you a few stories, Mark.
Stop it now. Dirk is in from Aachen as well. How are you? Lovely to see you, Dirk. Looks a great ukulele player and songwriter himself. We must have a chat sometime, Dirk, if you'd like, as well. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, so is Chris from Germany. Thank you very much, everybody. So far, so good. So tell us, Avi, we'll play a song, we'll have a cup of tea while the song is playing, and we'll relax into this. We'll start at a snail's pace. Do you see what I did there? Tell us a bit about the song, A Snail's Pace.
Right, you're starting with that one.
It's a lovely video too, yeah.
Thank you, that's a fun video. We are going to, there it is.
There we are. There you are.
Will I say where the word came from? Will I tell you how it?
Yeah, tell us all, because I was in that kitchen a few times. That's
it's Polly's kitchen.
Polly's kitchen in Templemore,
First of all, on the left is Cian. He's from Cork. Kathy's from Knocklion, and I met these two when I did a 6-month stint in Raglan Road in Orlando. I think 14, 15, one of the other. Yeah. Matteo, we only just got to know in September when the bass player I wanted to play with us for Electric Picnic, we had a little slot in Electric Picnic, met him and he played with us. So I wanted to do Snail's Pace and She Tripped again in April, but with the lockdown, I'm not recording it yet. So we had this little kind of clip done in January, end of January. I wrote this song. I don't want to bring anything sad into, but sometimes the best songs come from depth of sadness. Indeed. I had this beautiful flatmate, Laurence Tivol was her name. She was from the Drôme region, south of Lyon, and she was full of life. She was just full of life. She had this long red curly hair. She was French, but she was like pale with these freckles, and she just was always so bubbly. And unfortunately, I found out so much more about her. I have to say, she passed away in 2005. Struggling with cancer. She really, really, really loved life. I never knew anybody to just smile so much daily and just enjoy everything. She was really intelligent girl. But anyway, I swore then when I was at her funeral, she had a lot of references to Petit Prince because she had planned her funeral. And I remember the last time I was talking to her and I said, I'll phone you after your dinner. And I remember that night I didn't. And it killed me.
One of those moments,
but I swore with Laurence and the person she was. I swore if ever I was going to write a song leading to her about her, it was going to be upbeat. So I have this postcard from her, and she was in Montreal for a few years, and she sent me she used to send me postcards all the time and letters. It's lovely. I still have loads of her stuff, like yours, and. I know. I'm cleaning out this week. You've made me go into boxes and pull out so much stuff. Anyway, we won't go there. All the memories. Anyway, I'm talking too much. But on the postcard, she told me about this sound engineer that fancied her. And she says, Avi, he's from Montreal, and I'd love you to meet him. He's really nice. And he kind of fancies me. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you her past history about someone from Germany who hurt her, but she got up and not a bother. Not a bother to her. But anyway, she said, do you know what, Avi? This little snail's head is not ready to come out of its shell yet. But I'll let you know. Yeah. So that was it.
That's what inspired it. Fantastic. And here you are, you're playing this live in the kitchen, just sitting around.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen, folks. Beautiful song. written by Avi, of course, and it's called Snail's Pace. And here we go. I love.
They are three.
There was some crack.
They're fabulous people.
They're fabulous people.
Yeah, they are. They are.
But you're fairly fabulous yourself now, in fairness.
No.
So I know you a long time, and you're full of the graw for life, and fair play to you. You're yeah, absolutely.
Well, life is a roller coaster, you know.
It
yourself,
sure is, Avi.
you know.
It is.
It's not all ups. It's not all ups.
No, absolutely not. A couple of more comments there. We have Nessa from West Cork. Thanks very much. Nessa Brosnan is in with us. Hi Nessa. Thanks for joining us. You might know this fella from around Leon as well. A fella called Dav O'Gorin.
Oh yeah,
How you missed her? The Rin is in. The Rin is in. He just probably just finished his poetry hour. Davo does a great hour of poetry there on his Facebook page.
Fabulous.
And
cool dude.
And he has this lad Gangani, the patron saint of pagan poets, that rears his ugly head every so often as well. Scary dude. Actually, hold on.
Oh my goodness.
But there he is. Look,
you actually have.
I actually have Gangani on my chest. He rears his ugly head every so often. I look down at Gangani and I go, come on, guide me, Gangani, guide me. That was a happy accident there, Davog. Anyway, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Davog.
Great to see you all. Anybody who wants to leave a little comment, stick it up there. Fiona Kennedy sounds brilliant. Thank you, Fiona, for joining us and for dropping in there. Great to see you. But what guitar are you playing these days, Avi? I like to ask for the guitar geeks among us.
Really? Because I'm not now. But they're a chord.
I think it's a chord. Yeah, it is a chord guitar.
I got in Kilkenny. Did something mute there on me?
No, that was me messing.
Okay. You were with me when I got one of my first guitars in Leon. I didn't get,
I remember
I
that.
did.
We went in.
Yeah, I went in to a shop, but I didn't go for, I didn't feel I was good enough guitar player to be just buying these, Takamines or whatever, but now you
A
just,
higher end something, but
yeah. So I suppose I class myself. It was about how do you class yourself as a musician? I suppose there are people that you play with and they're phenomenal, and you're like, wow. But
I guess it's also about for guitars anyway. It's always about does it feel good? Are you happy playing it? Does it keep you playing it? It doesn't really matter about the price, Avi. It's if it feels good and it's your baby.
Does it play those chords that you want to speak to your song? Does it play? Yeah,
as long as it has they all have their own voice, and if that voice resonates with you, perfect. Then you have a great guitar. But so Leon was what opened the doors for you, really and truly. I mean, you have a long history there.
I do.
No, I know.
Great friends.
As I said, great friends. Yeah, people, because you had then
for
when
life.
you were for life, indeed. And I made a few myself down there. You included, and that was all to do with Leon. It's a great city. It's a great city. I wrote a couple of songs down there too, and
me too.
What did Davok say here? He says we never actually managed to meet up. Busy schedules and all that. Yes.
You talking about me, Devil? Because I met you.
No, that could be Gangani. Okay. That could be Gangani talking through his hat.
Oh, okay.
He said, he probably just he's old. Davok's a bit. He's getting a bit senile there now. But he did meet. Where did you meet? Remind Davok where you met.
Kind of a few times, maybe at a festival, or I remember there was a square. Adrian from Donny's Kitchen had set up for St. Patrick's Day a big stage where we played on Place Saint-Georges. There was always something going on. The lads were the Irish community over there, and not just the Irish community. Yeah. We're just great to get things, get some music going, or festivals, or they never stop, and there's a great. There's even a club over there where they play sports, and I don't know. Sometimes, like, Leon is my favorite city in the world, and you might think that's the most beautiful city, but it is the people you meet and at the time.
It all makes the city absolutely. And what are the boys doing? The Walshes, are they still active down there?
Well, Ado has Johnny's Kitchen over there. Unfortunately, Johnny Cusack passed away a few years, so he was Ado's partner, and Johnny Walsh's pub was the place where I first started. So I have a lot to thank Johnny, another wonderful person that we are so happy to have known and call a friend in our life.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I still go over there, over and back. And when I was living down in Valbonne in the south of France, it was great to see the gang come down and go up. And I'll tell you about I was also in a place called Boege, but that's to do with the song "Just Like Snow." So I'll wait till you get to that song. So
we can. Well, why not? Let's go into it. Let's play. The song, because what is the story behind? Yeah, keep going with the story. I'll call up the song here on the screen.
I had come back to Ireland, but I really wanted to get back to France, so I had applied for this exchange where I found this opportunity of working and living in France, where this lady worked and lived and taught in the school I was in. So I moved to Boege for a year, and it's in La Haute-Savoie region. That's not far from Geneva, just to give you people an idea, about 2.5 hours maybe from Lyon. But if you love skiing, you'd have loved this place. But I wasn't a good skier. And there was a lot of snow that year. It was about 2008, I think. And the song comes from a period in my life where there was a breakup in November. So there's a lot of feelings of, I suppose, hurt and anger. And I think it depends on where it would have happened you, that your emotions might have been deeper back then, because I was in a big house on my own in this valley where it was very kind of hard to make friends. And I'm friends of my own age. And I was very isolated. And again, I go back to spending weekends in Lyon and them coming up to me. And I wrote this song, Just Like Snow, about this breakup, because I also had to look after a cat called Thais. And yeah, it was kind of after December, I think, and well, November, December, lots of snow. I used to have to get this snowplow out. There is a story there where my friends and I, when we were from Leon, we were trying to figure out what was in the garage, and we took a leaf blower out of the garage instead of a snowplow. We didn't even know how to get rid of the snow. That's actual fact. We're trying to turn on this.
Lovely.
So, yeah, there was just too much snow, but it was beautiful. You could see the Alps. It was an amazing sight, but it was a sad, difficult time
in your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, as you said, these are the kind of, sometimes that
Yeah.
inspires the work, right? Inspires
Yeah,
the songs.
exactly.
But I'm gonna let's give it a play. Another great song from the lovely Avi. It's called Just Like Snow. And we should shout out to the Coffee Hill sessions as well, where this particular song is taken from.
it's in Rathfarnham.
Thanks to the Coffee Hill sessions for this video.
I rearranged the furniture. The cat still got her bed in her place. You'll be glad to know a cold day ends November. A day we should be celebrating. And it's snowing here, so wonderful here. I got no reason to shed any tears, but this world isn't ending. It's just beginning for me. I took your shoes from the hallway. You told me
And a big Avi smile at the end of it. That is beautiful.
I saw a comment there.
You absolutely
haunting
did.
stuff, young lady.
Haunting, I'll put it back up here. Haunting stuff, young lady. That's
Thank
my
you,
father.
Martin.
That's my father flirting with you. Don't mind him. He's an awful man. But no, he means it very much. It is a beautiful song.
Thank
you. Tell us about the first time you met Luca Bloom and what he said to you.
Yeah, we were talking about this, weren't we? Yeah.
Just to embarrass you a little bit.
Yeah, because you played in Waterford as well. I played in this lovely culture. It's the Tramore Coast Guard, and they have a gallery upstairs, and sometimes they have musicians. So there was Eleanor McAvoy. I had the pleasure of supporting as well, lovely lady. But I remember Luca, and I do you know what? I couldn't stay, even though I was a fan of Luca Bloom's, and I loved. Was it Blue Mountain? Was my favorite song? I said you have to do that for me. But I had to go off to do a paid gig. I had to go to a gig, so I couldn't stay. But anyway, But he stood at the back. It was a small, intimate gig, and I got to hear some of the stuff, and then I had to go. But he said to me after the gig, because we'd been talking before the gig and before I supported him, and then afterwards we had a break, and I went in to say hello to him and goodbye before I had to leave.
Sure.
And he said, you told me you were teaching, young lady, and you're not saying anything about that. And you're all the things you've been telling me about your songs, you don't seem to tell. And I said, yeah, I suppose I want to be taken seriously as a songwriter, and I'm a bit of a messer. And I suppose the crowd pleaser and a joker, and I feel like they don't want to hear that. And I said, sure, look, there's thousands of me out there doing this. And I remember him saying, Avi, remember, whatever you do, we're all doing this, but there's just one Avi, just like there's one Luca Bloom, and you hold close. You just stay true to yourself. And I just thought that was lovely. And the older you get, the more you just realize, absolutely. I mean, there's a need for me, not for commercial reasons, but there's a need for me to write for myself. It's like nearly like meditation. It keeps
it's important.
Me sane, even though half the people who know me don't think I'm sane.
On the verge.
But I know I'm doing the right thing when I've met the most amazing people through this.
You get lots of encouragement from the right people, as you said, and that's it. You have to. It has to boil down to wanting to do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Beyond any kind of success or financial gain, you have to, as you said,
When it isn't financial gain, that's when it's very enriching. And that happened to me when I moved down to Valbonne. I was working in my lovely friend's wine bar, Hannah. I wanted to start a little life down there, and met the most gorgeous community there. And she said, let's start an open mic, Avi. And I got back from that more than they'd ever said that I'd given them. So sometimes when you're not thinking about the gain you get or financial gain, or what you get back is just tenfold.
It's amazing. It's the same as any. Yes.
You feel you have to do it. I don't know what it is, but I have to do this.
That's the same. Yeah, it's the same as doing this YouTube thing. It's just what you get back is amazing. If people donate to the show, they donate to the show, but it's not about that. It's about reaching out to people that I
and you
haven't had a chance to.
Thank you. Such great support for everyone, because you are a songwriter too. So
you're very welcome. I love doing it. And so folks, if you just join us, this over here is the lovely Avi McGourty. Where am I looking?
Do I look this way?
That's Avi McGourty, and she's a great songwriter. If you spend any time in Leon and France, you would have seen her play music, and now she's back in Ireland for a while. And Sláinte. Polly's Pub in Tomplemore. How long is that in existence now?
God, it's 1984, I think. Is it?
Since the 84.
I think it is.
Wow.
It was owned by a lady called Polly Fogarty.
That's where the name came from. And was there, as far back as you can remember, was there always music in it, or never until you started playing in it? Or?
No. But to be honest with you, there isn't. And I hate to say that, because it's a small town. And if I was living near there, I suppose I would love to do. I always said to Dad, I'd love to do open mic and that. But no, unfortunately, that's a little session we had because it's our family pub. We've done a few mad little sessions at the back, but it's unfortunately it's not really. For anyone who doesn't know, it's a pub that's across the road from where all the guards policemen are
La
trained.
Politi, yeah.
Yeah, so I've had fun for playing in front of a lot of the students that a good crack and that.
Yeah.
Again, they don't want to hear your own stuff, but I would love to have set up as, you know, a kind of an original songwriter. But when you're not living there, you know,
It's difficult. Yeah,
yeah.
much more difficult to do.
Yeah.
But
So
I mean,
I did that
growing up
first.
then, yeah, exactly.
Instead, you know, no, there wasn't, you know, the music didn't really start. Unfortunately, I think I would have been a more, maybe not confident, but self-assured person I had more music in my life. That happened later, you know.
Yeah, but were there external influences? I mean, you
Yeah.
have aunts and uncles, you know, typically growing up in Ireland, we all do, I think, you know, but were you exposed to a lot of that, or was there,
No, I think it
was
was
it traditional Irish music, or what kind of stuff?
No,
No.
Mum and Dad, they always liked music, but they when they had rented the hotel at the Tempmore Arms with a partner, they had a lot of bands, Big Tom and
yeah.
Martin and Lightning Strikes, and can you remember all of those folks? And you'd see them setting up, and there was a stage in the ballroom because Dad was a chef, and they'd have lots of weddings there. So that was you know, but I just desperately shy, like, you know, the only time I get up on the stage was when it was absolutely empty. The ballroom was empty, and then I used to write songs and make my sister sing them. Like Yvonne one time, oh God, must have been 10 or 11, and we were walking down the street in Tempmore. And I wrote a song called Bad Luck Under the Ladder. And years later, I said to Yvonne, do you remember that time? I think we sang it that night together. Like, ridiculous song, you know?
Yeah.
Bad luck under the ladder. And, you know, if someone goes under the ladder, maybe paint will fall on your head. That was the beginning of my songwriting career. I didn't play a thing, but just wanted my sister to sing my songs. That's what I did.
Right, so you were you're the main songwriter for your sister. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere, sure.
Yeah.
And if people go to abbytunes.com, can they find your albums there?
Yeah.
Are they on Spotify, all the usual digital places?
The new songs have just been, I actually just, during this time, I've had time, put up Breaking the Rules. It's a new song. And I re-recorded Psycho Sushi, which is an old song from 2002. And I really like what we did with that. And then I also have a song called Be Good to Me. And I used to play it live years ago, but I re-recorded it again. And it's just about, I suppose, being good to you, because you're the one that beats yourself up the most, you know?
Yes.
We all do.
I
I think. And they're just out now. I think we just put them up 2 days ago. So they're on Spotify. And I don't know if we did it right. I don't know if they're on iTunes. I went through cdbaby.com again.
Yeah. So I guess there's some physical albums still around if people want to get them. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That's great. It's good to know. It's good to know. When I said, look at Dom and Mariana. Thank you for tuning in. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Oh, she's fabulous. She's from Puerto Rico. She's from Puerto Rico.
Is that where she is now?
No, she's in Valbonne when we started.
Oh, I see there. Yes, Valbonne. Okay.
We started up the open mic in Roots Bar there, and she was one of the most beautiful singers. She was a little bit shy to start, but it was wonderful, and now we can't stop her. Yay!
Yeah, and I can't. Good girl. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Her handle. Yeah, but you parlez-vous de français now at this stage, yeah?
Yeah.
Très fluent.
I'm not going to say anything there.
You're not going to say anything in French, no. Give me a big French greeting to all your fans.
Yeah, I suppose maybe there are people out there.
Give us a big spiel.
Well, okay, merci mes amis de la France. Vous savez bien que je vous adore parce que c'est grâce à vous, c'est grâce à la France que je chante aujourd'hui aussi. Et c'est là où j'ai commencé à écrire, à composer, à enregistrer. Je vous aime et à bientôt parce que bon, c'est un pays magnifique.
What she said. Mon Dieu. Did you get all that, Davog? He does. He parlez-vous himself. I think a little bit down there.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Tell us a little bit about the song "Make It Stay." This is also from the Coffee Hill sessions.
Yes, that's actually.
Sorry to interrupt you, but we're going to mention the musicians that played on this and on the last.
Yeah, I
song
wanted
as
to
well.
say,
Yeah,
sorry, I was going to talk about, well, I just said that to you, Robin
Robin
James,
James, indeed.
a beautiful soul, a great musician, and plays all around, and composes as well, very much the Irish music scene, and great
Yeah,
guitar player. Met him at the Busking Festival in Clonmel, and that's how we kept in
oh,
contact.
and you took part in that when it was a few years ago. Did you win
Years ago.
it?
No, we weren't. It wasn't a competition. We were just
Oh, you
busking.
weren't in just a festival. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
and I gave because I knew the lads from the folk club there. Thanks to them, thanks to Liam down there, a fabulous
yeah.
man.
I played that. We did. Maybe that's the last time we played together.
Yes, I
And I
forgot about
played
that.
Liam's folk club in Clonmel, didn't I?
Yes, a great person who promotes music. Oh my goodness, promotes.
Liam was brilliant. Yeah.
And he actually got me to support a few artists, Damien Dempsey once in Clonmel, and I think it was a last minute. Woohoo! I got called in last minute.
Right.
Other musicians like like John Spillane and Charlie McGettigan, thanks to Liam down there. That's where I met Robin, and we've been very good friends ever since. And I've always wanted him on my music because he's a beautiful musician. And he played with me that night there on the sessions. I'm hoping to have him on my new songs as well.
You should. He is a great musician. And so if you're watching,
Go to his
Robin,
page.
absolutely. Find
Yeah.
him and keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Both of you. Yeah, so let's give this song, let's give it a blast. Anything you want to say about this particular song itself? Make It Stay.
Yeah, this was the beginning of when I gave up the full-time work for 5 years, and I was nervous because silly me had no savings. I just went, I just need this. I need this. I want to, and that's when little doors opened, and I got to America, and I got to France, and I got back to France, and so Make It Stay is about the feeling of happiness and knowing you're doing the right thing, and stop complaining about the little things. And it's just your neighbor, or there's a good gesture, someone just wanting you, and you just feel this. We don't always have this feeling of happiness, but you're just hoping it will stay for as long as it can, so that you're here on the roller coaster, not here or not there.
Just
so.
on the level, as we say.
Yeah. Mariana, who's tuning in because this is her favorite song, who has been known to sing it for me.
Nice one. Good timing, Mariana. Here is your favorite song from the great Avi McGourty, and it's called Make It Stay. Beautiful.
Great.
I am Avi, the Coffee Hill Sessions, and this is the title track to my EP, Make It Stay, and Robin James is going to accompany me. 2, 3, go. Sometimes it's hard for me to see just exactly what it is I have right in front of me. That blue ain't so bright, lands are greener out of sight, and all that doom and gloom leaves you feeling so empty. But when I least expect someone to come knocking on my door again to say, hey girl, come for you to play, and I'm slapped back into what life's all about, which in some strange way lets out a shout. It's silent yet you hear it loud and clear. Make it stay, don't let it go away, and tell me how, show me how to keep it by my side. Make it stay, don't let it go away, and tell me how, show me how to keep it by my side. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Ooh, it's not so bad. Hang out some more. Stay, enjoy the love some more. Take a little bit of color on your way. It won't last that long, my friend. It'll keep you going, and until then, can think of other ways to try and make it stay. You come in the guise of my good neighbor, my beautiful blood member, a long lost pal, a friend who needs my time. And then I'm slapped back into what life's all about, which in some strange way lets out a shout. It's all you hear it loud and clear. Make it stay, don't let it go away. Tell me how, show me how to keep it by my side. Make it stay, don't let it go away, and tell me how, show me how, keep it by my side. Love, love.
since I saw that one.
That's powerful stuff, Avi. Really,
Thank you.
you should never be in any doubt that you're a songwriter. That's for sure. And but your singing as well is fantastic. You have a wonderful voice. So all I can say is that you're great and keep doing it.
Thank you so much. You're great and keep doing it.
Really mean it. No, really mean it. You and
everybody
who's watching it like is wowed by it too.
Thank you so much.
Beata in Germany is in as well. Hi, Beata. Nice to see you. That is a beautiful song. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.
It's a happy song.
It is a happy song. We got to write the sad ones too. But
yeah. And I'm grateful for the sad songs too, but the happiest moments in my life has always had music in it. It's just something that I can't do without. Definitely. I know that now at this old age, this ripe age. Whether I make a commercial or whether I try to push myself to be a songwriter and someone take my song or not, it's just something that keeps me going. It's what makes me tick.
That's important. Absolutely. That's important. You do it from your heart and soul. And
absolutely.
What happens.
Yeah.
As we said, commerciality be damned. Just do it from the heart. Do it for the love of it, and you can't go wrong. And that people will notice that. What was your American experience like?
It was great.
Was it Orlando or no?
I was, yeah. And I got that. I only said to a young girl, actually, I didn't mean to bring this up, but it's so funny how, little things in the past matter. This lovely friend, Sinead, we don't see each other anymore, but her daughter is now about 18 or 19, who saw me on one of my live gigs and said, I want to be a singer, Avi, and you inspire me. And that was gorgeous. It was just such a lovely thing to hear. And I said, you know what? You don't give up the dream. You just keep going and doing what, doors will open. And she said, can I cover one of your songs? And I said, Jesus, I would love that. Wow. But where am I going with this point? I suppose, and I'm trying to. I suppose. What was it? I'm trying to think. Where did I go?
We're in Orlando.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Doors opened when I stopped the work, the teaching, and I went and I was just doing gigs first of all in Ireland, and it was in the Dunbrody.
What year was this, Avi?
13 or 14? Okay. I might be wrong. 2013, 2014. And I was singing for New Year's Eve party in the Dunbrody in County Wexford. And the owner of Raglan Road in Disney Springs saw me and invited me to play there and to spend 6 months over there. And I did. Yeah. So that's
6 months is a long time to be stuck in one spot.
I was fabulous. Sure, look, I was singing 5 days a week, 3 hours, 3 to 4. I loved it. I was doing,
in your element.
Yeah, I suppose if I'd been maybe 20 years doing this all the time, but I got this opportunity first, I know I had to change my album a bit because they said, you've got all originals, Avi, I want you to throw on some. And I did. I put on Raglan Road and Carrickfergus. I picked a few Irish stuff too. Again, we're crowd pleasers.
Sure, commerciality stuff, I
but through this fabulous experience, this is where I met the musicians who are on, I think the next clip you're playing, She Tripped. They were in a band, and Shane Morgan and Chris O'Sullivan and Cian from Cork and Cian O'Sullivan and Kathy O'Neill from Knockline, and they were in a band, and I was playing outdoors. I would play on the stadium little thing stage outdoors on my own, sing away, yap as you know me, talking to the crowd more than singing. I know. And stalling the ball, singing Disney songs, I'm the king of the swingers and Let It Go and all that. But I did throw in my own songs, and I did get to sell some of my own stuff. But again, I do have friends and people say, you don't push it enough, Avi. You don't say it. Yourself. It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, so some of us don't like doing that.
It's a hard thing to do. That's where the promoters and the managers and all that come in, if you're lucky enough to have someone like that. But when I came back, the lads said, are you going to go back and do it again, because there was an opportunity to get it done again. And Chris actually said, do you know what, Avi, you want to be a songwriter, that stint is over, move on. And I did, and I don't regret being over there, because the staff and everyone, I've made friends for life and musicians for life.
Again, it's going back to what we said earlier. It's just like, you have to sort of, not draw the line, but you kind of have to wear two different hats, I think, in the game. you know, are you going to be, you know, you can be Avi the songwriter and Avi the pub musician, and if you can do a blend, you're lucky. You know, you can't always, you know, when you do it for a living, you can't always just kind of jack in the pub thing and move on.
Yeah,
you're
because
going to take a big
bills.
cut. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're going to take
yeah,
a big
yeah.
cut in money, and it's kind of a harder job because you don't know what's coming in.
Yeah. And I don't want to say that the older you get, you know, I don't want to say that. I want to stay positive, you know, I don't, you know, because I'm the worst to stop myself, you know, so.
And if somebody sees this now and says, and calls you up and go, look, I want to manage you, I want to be your agent, I want to.
I'd ring you and go, do you know him? Can you trust him?
Who's your
Can
man?
you trust him? Because, you know, I'd have to know somebody who knows him.
But if I said, yeah, good guy or good girl, and you'd consider like kind of going full time as a songwriter if that opportunity arose, would you?
Yeah, I even remember. Would you believe Jimmy McCarthy? When I was going through
Jimmy.
all my stuff, and I had it. Look at this. I went to see him in the Templemore Arms.
Oh,
19. Would you believe that? 1990.
This go to follow. I love it. Jim McCarthy live. Wow, you really did keep everything in your life.
I did.
I thought you were joking, but you actually have everything in your life, Avi.
Especially with music. But I remember I had I had
great.
songs, and Dan, my dad's partner in the business at the time, was like, "Go on there, go say hello," and I was like, "No, it's all right." I had the guts to go over.
No,
and
you didn't say hello.
You do, not to be known
Who's the?
but to write for people, you know, that's, you know. But
That was the thing. Because you said that. You were like, what? You told me you were like 20 years old. You went up to a guy in Germany.
Yeah, I did. Well, I know. I was there studying French and German in Bielefeld, you know, and hadn't played, you know, I just went up to this guy at the bar, and Rathaus, that's Rathaus in Bielefeld.
Yeah.
And he was an Irish lad, and I said, "Oh, I'd love to be doing what you're doing." I just wouldn't have the guts. And you know what he was singing? As I see myself pointing at myself. Hey, what's going on? 24 years.
The Four Non-Blondes.
And I was singing in the background, but, you know, and I went up to him and I said, "I'd love to be doing what you're doing." And he was telling me what music schools to go to and everything.
Wow.
But no, I didn't.
He said, okay, but you had the guts at that stage to say, yeah, you knew at like 20, whatever you were saying, yeah, I want to do this. Yeah.
I didn't do it until about 6 years later, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes sometimes, you know. I mean, you have some, who would I, I'm thinking about people like Bonnie Raitt, for example, who are in, you know, she's in her 70s, she's rocking the world, you know. There are people, you know, we were talking about Luca Bloom earlier. We look at his sister, Anne Ryn. She started playing guitar when she was 68 years old, and she has 2 albums out.
Fantastic.
There's a prime example of, you know, age is only a number and inspiration.
Exactly.
So, you know,
That's
on some, check out a film called Searching for Sugar Man, for example.
Oh God!
Amazing. So, you know, that's on the tube there as well. So, you know, it can happen at any time in your life, and
I suppose it's not even about what's happening. If it's making you happy as you go along. You know, my dad often said, "Jesus, Avi, you know, sometimes it's not until the 98th song that someone actually hears it, and you just keep going." And
that's,
you know,
he's
right.
Wise man, absolutely.
You have to love what you're doing, and then it won't eat you up. Then, you know what I mean?
No, you have to love it. There has to be inside you.
Rather than wanting success, you know, you have to just go, "This is lovely," because it's the journey that has been. I only realize it now. It's the journey, and like you, that I've known for 20 odd years, the journey of all these people, and me collecting all this memorabilia that you realize.
It's amazing, yeah.
What a journey, music.
And how blessed we are to have those people in our lives, in our circle. Sometimes they come in and sometimes they go out, but they're always there, sort of in the background, you know, whether it's supporting this, what I'm doing now, or supporting you at a gig that, you know, they might have heard you 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And they come back into your life, or they you know, buy a CD or something. Yeah. It's amazing. It really is amazing, and we're very blessed as musicians and songwriters to have these people. We couldn't do it without them, really.
No, Jesus, no way.
We could not. Tell us about Cheat Trip. We're going to finish off with this song, and then we're going to come back and.
Okay.
Again, this is new, huh?
Do you like this? Well, I did write it back in 2009, 8 or 9, and it's new insofar as I gave it a bit of a lift. I kind of sang the melody, because as you know, I'm not an educated musician. I didn't go to college.
You look different there in that picture. You have a beard and.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's not you. That's somebody
That's
else.
one of my off days.
Sorry, go on. Continue with your story. Never mind me. In Egypt.
That's Keane O'Sullivan.
Oh, yeah,
He's
Keane.
so beautiful. He's got the best head of hair. And
Yes, I'm jealous.
cut it. He told us this recently. Someone in Cork was driving down the road and they were like, "Hey," and they were like, "Would you shave that head or something to him? Get rid of that." And he told us this in a text message, and I was like, "Keane, don't get rid of that. You're beautiful."
Do not.
And then you're going to see the beautiful Kathy. Oh, Jesus, beautiful. And I chose all these beautiful people.
You do. What a beautiful entourage you have.
Awful. She Tripped was written after Just Like Snow. It's coming out of the dip, and bringing myself up, I suppose, and thinking, do you know what, Av, you can get through this. You're going to be strong, and no one's going to do this but yourself. And that's where the image of she tripped and fell in her heart came from. So it is back in that era of living in the mountains with all that snow, but it's the other end of it.
Is that a line from the song? Is it she tripped and fell on her heart? Is that
and she Dad will be delighted. He's in this as well. She tripped, she fell on her heart, she cried, "Daddy, won't you help me up?" And he said, "If I give you my hand, you'll always take it for granted that I'll always be there." So it's kind of like an image of the child, because the child in you, I believe, through, moments of self-realization, but the child in you is always there. And the child in you during the deepest emotions really do come out. And it's really the child in Avi during those times that comes out and doesn't know how to manage oneself. And you learn as life goes on these coping mechanisms, but that's what it's about. I'm talking too much.
Not at all. No, it's great to get an insight into it. And a quick mention again of the musicians.
Beautiful Keane O'Sullivan from Cork.
With the head of hair.
With a gorgeous head of hair. He's just stunning. Kathy O'Neill. These two I had met. They were in a band in, hello, Leon. They were in a band in Raglan Road as well. So that's how we were all in the same apartment complex. And Matteo Cullen. He's now in Tullamore, but I think Matteo had
Buffalo.
Buffalo. He did, and he's writing a lot of his own Irish tunes. He's a piano player, really, but he was playing bass for me, so he just plays. Oh, he's one of these.
One of those, yeah.
Or two different instruments.
Right. Well, here we go, lads. This is the wonderful Avi, and it's a song called "She Tripped." Enjoy.
Thank you.
She tripped, she fell in her heart. She cried, "Daddy, won't you help me up?" She tripped, she fell in her heart. He replied, "Stop your crying and get up. If I give you my hand, no, you just take it for granted. I'll always be there. Be there to come around in the summer rain, so I can ease your pain. Stand strong, stand low. You're the only one who can lift yourself up when you've been down so low. If I give you my hand, you always want my own. Oh, you can't do it on your own. He is so harsh, then there's no need to be so. But he pushes you to the limit and watch you as he leaves her go. He's cruel, but he's made up his mind. Should never let him stand on 2 feet. Should he be so kind? If I give you my hand, I'll just take it for granted. I'll always be there. skin. Nothing in the world can replace the wealth from within. Sometimes when she's sleeping and afraid of caving in, she remembers what her father said. Takes a jump and prays for a soft land. Soft landing. Soft landing. Soft landing. Soft landing. Soft landing.
Oh yeah, that's a rocking song, Avi. Really.
Thank you.
Yeah, really. Ultra kind of feel good. Really
Yeah,
feel good factor.
and
to it,
you know, I was disappointed. I ended with that one at the end of we had 40-minute slot in Electric Picnic, and I thought we had 45. So we were like, I wanted to finish on Make It Stay.
Oh,
And
right.
I thought that was my strongest song, you know. And they were like, no, we have to cut you off now. And then, you know, friends and people who were there were like, no, She Tripped is a good song. You don't realize that's a good song.
Yeah, no,
So
that would have been a good one to finish. Yeah.
And we had so much fun. And then I said, oh, I need to put some more of a melody into it. So with Kathy, I was just singing the melody, and she's just so brilliant. She just had it in a few seconds. You know, we don't do, you know, the scores, or we don't.
No.
I don't count out, and I don't do notes. It's just from here, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's what you pull from your inner core.
That's what it's about. Seamus is in there on Wahar Fod. Thank you for tuning in,
Oh,
Seamus.
love it.
I know there's a ton more, man, I believe. Yeah, still.
Right.
Seamus, thanks for tuning in. And
great.
Hege, all the way from Arendal in Norway, is looking at us as well. Hiya, Hege. Nice to see you. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Yeah.
Avi, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Talking to you today. Thank you for your time and your energy. You've wonderful energy about you. You're a great songwriter, a great singer, and I hope you'll do this forever.
You're a great singer, and thank you so much, and thanks for this little support. This is amazing. There's nothing I can do to support you. I subscribed.
Subscribe to the channel, share all the videos. That's right. Everybody for tuning in, we appreciate it very much. Thank you, Avi. Stick around for a second after this and have a little natter.
Okay.
Bye all the viewers there. Thanks so much. Avi McGourty, you're a little gem. See you in a minute. See you down the road, sweetie.
Thank you so much. Really mean that.
There you are, folks. How lovely. That girl has got some energy. Avi McGourty. I won't tell you what age she is, but she about 22, I'd say, is with the energy of a 14-year-old. Amazing woman. Great songwriter. AviTunes.com will give you all her songs. If you're watching on the Facebook, give her page a like there as well, lads. Avi Tunes. And if you see her playing out somewhere, it could be in a bar, it could be in a noisy pub. She does that to make a living. Ask her to sing one or two of her own songs because she deserves it. And you know, if you're a millionaire, you want to manage her in the music industry, find her on the website. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Please give the videos a share. Please subscribe to the channel. Get the songs out there for us. We appreciate it very much. Thank you all for tuning in and for being with us over the last hour. And I will see you next time on Raving with Rua. Look after yourselves.